Welcome to Cheers. I'm your host, Avery Woods. Hi, Jackie.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you. Do you know how highly requested you are to
Wait,
come on Cheers?
really?
Oh,
Well, because
yeah.
you've mentioned me.
Yep.
And it got like a lot of really good traction.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let's get into it.
Yeah. Well, I've subscribed to your YouTube channel, I think, since high school, like a long time. Like you,
Really?
Jacqueline, Manny, all of you. But
The OGs.
The OGs, but your TikTok era is really everything to me. Like you romanticize every aspect of your life, and I really love that, and I look up to that a lot.
Thank you.
And I think it's kind of forced me to slow down a little bit in my everyday life and just take advantage of the small moments and not take for granted, like even making my bed. You know, I'm not a bed maker, and I'm telling you, like, I know you are, but like every morning I'm like, damn, it feels so good to make my bed and like come home to a beautifully made bed. Yeah, but that's because I watch you.
I'm honored. Thank you.
Truly.
It's like a love letter to myself, like an act of practicing gratitude, because when you're so used to not having nothing, like nothing, and then you have everything damn near under the sun, you're like, wow. Like to me, I mean, I don't want to get too deep or whatever, but when I look at really gluttonous people who do like really dark, disgusting, harmful things to other people, especially when they're successful, look at the news, look at what's going on in social media, look at one of the most famous trials that just happened recently. People who get to that point, I think their salaciousness nothing's ever good enough for them. They just become greedier and greedier and greedier, and the people around them just continue to tell them yes and yes and yes and yes, and nothing is too big and nothing is big enough, and I don't even want to be like that. So to me, like, I get to wake up every day and I'm grateful for that. I get to set my bed every day. I'm grateful for that. And to me, that's kind of like my way of internally not getting too big headed. Cause like, yeah, even though I am, I do got an ego. I'm not going to shy away from it. Like I will pop my shit if I have to.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like there's also levels to it. And it's like, okay, sometimes there is beauty in being thankful for simplistic stuff too. You know what I mean? That's something that's really important to me. So, but on the flip side, sometimes people will see my content and they're like, why do you clean your own house? And I'm like, I get to clean my own house. Do you know what it feels like to not have a house? Yeah. You'd be cleaning that every single day you get, okay?
Yep. And when you come from your background, which we'll get into, and you get to wake up in your beautiful home that you were able to style and decorate, like when you come into that, and I'm experiencing that for my first time too, designing our dream home, like
I'm so excited to see it.
I'm
so excited.
Every day my husband and I go in, it's like full of dust, and people are like, are you so upset you're not moved in yet? I'm like, no, this is the house that I get to remodel and I get to design. Like even before we made it what we wanted, we were so grateful to buy this house that was 30 years outdated, because even 2 years ago, what we qualified for a house would not even get us a single family home here.
Wow. 2 years.
Oh, yeah. And that was working. Yeah. We had a pre-qual 2 years ago working as a cop and a nurse. And I think our pre-qualification for a house was like $580,000, which here gets you
in LA
nothing.
Is a garage, honey.
Yeah. No, seriously.
In LA though.
and we were still so grateful for that at that time too, because like we did not come from anything. So you understand how that feels. And I want to talk about your background because I think it's so cool. You were in the military.
I was. Yeah, I was in the reserves.
Which is insane.
I've lived like 9 lives.
Yeah. And how long were you in?
So all service members, regardless, Marine, Navy, all of them, you all basically commit to like 8 minimum. That's like the government owns you for 8 years. Whether you're active or inactive is different from person to person. So technically, totally, I was committed to 8 years, but of those 8 years, I only served like close to like 5, 6.
Okay. What branch?
Army Reserves.
Okay.
Yeah. And funny enough, I did logistics.
You did?
So I was the person who was in charge of storing everything, weaponry, supplies. So like my job was literally like supplies. So I was storing, organizing.
So from the get-go. Yeah.
Pretty much it's just kind of crazy, but yeah, that was my job. Mm-hmm.
So my sister is a chief in the Navy.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, she's very high up, and she's been in for, I think she can retire in 4 years.
That's impressive.
Joined really young.
Because retirement is like 20 years,
yep, 20.
18 in the Army, I think, yeah.
Yep, she's 35 and can retire, I believe, at 39 because she joined at 19. Yeah,
that's
so
impressive.
She's amazing, but she is very much like me. She likes her beauty, her fragrance, her hair products, like... She always is ordering stuff from Sephora, and she'll take it on deployment with her. And she always tells me how much of an issue it is, first of all, to be in charge of men and being a beautiful woman. And also when she was on one of her first deployments, she called us so upset because she was taking a shower and all these girls stole all of her products, like all of her really nice Sephora products.
Excuse me?
Mm-hmm. When she was deployed. But
like, if you're wearing my gloss, you know I'm gonna clock you.
I know.
I know what Too Faced looks like, boo. Take that shit off.
I know.
Oh my God, the audacity.
I know that you've loved beauty from the beginning.
Yeah.
So did you ever see any of that side of it?
1000%.
Okay.
1000%. I mean, this was the era when I was in the military. This was the era when like beauty gurus were like kind of an underground thing. Mm-hmm. There were not that many people who would walk outside of the house willingly with a full glam. Because I live in LA, so I think it's a little different depending on what part of the US you're from. Like in the South, that's very normal to be full glam down. But like people on the West Coast didn't really do that. So I 1000% for as long as I can remember, because even back then I was a glam girl, like down. Being in uniform, being somewhat attractive is another whole nother thing. But wearing a full face of makeup, it would just be like, huh. Yeah. It's interesting the way, first of all, there's a lot of misogyny in the military in general, especially in the Army. Like these men are just so filthy. And I'll even tell you, this is why I don't believe the military is single-handedly why I don't believe how a woman dresses dictates how she's treated. Because when you're assaulted, harmed in any way, when I tell you, when you're in the uniform, I cannot think of any other scenario that strips you of, besides your face, obviously. The military is the place that strips you of your individuality in every single way. All the uniforms are shaped the same. I don't care how much body you're given. You're not going to be able to see in that boxy ass uniform, that big boxy flowy uniform.
You're seeing no curves.
You're not going to see my curves. Yeah. You're all, well, in basic training, at least, not when you get out of there, but like you're wearing the same drawers at one point. You basically all virtually kind of look the same except for the face. So when people say stuff like, what was she wearing? I know exactly what it feels like to still be catcalled, disrespected, treated unfairly in the workplace, even in a big boxy, clunky boots. Like it does not matter. And yeah, there were so many times where like, and unfortunately, because, the military does have a ranking system, so you got to keep it cute. So if somebody that's superior to you says a slick comment and you know that person's superior to you, like you can't really talk back. It's a whole entire organization versus you.
Totally.
Yeah. So it would be really frustrating. And then when I got married really young. So, and mind you, we didn't not even have that much money. And I guess to them, I had a big ring. So then there would be times where like they would see my ring, and they'd be like, people would just say all kind of slick stuff like, you don't even have to work, do you? And I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm here working. Like, why are you sizing me up based on what my ring looks like, or based on the fact that I'm wearing mascara? Like, it would just be so stupid.
It's also the way that a man would never receive a comment like that, which is what gets me every time.
They never would. It's so dumb.
I say that all the time. I say, it's so funny. If I was a stay-at-home mom, which I think is one of the most difficult jobs out there.
I agree.
And I've never done that because I've just always, I've never had the opportunity, to be quite honest with you, because I always worked as a nurse and we couldn't afford for me to be a stay-at-home mom. When I took over as being the breadwinner and being able to support my family, and now my husband's a stay-at-home dad, the comments that I get, and every time I'm like, you would never say that to a man. You would never say that to a man that supports his family, that's career driven, that has his wife home with the kids. It's so.
What do they say?
Oh, just that my husband's home with the kids. I'm never spending time with them. That he must have gotten fired because there's no way he would choose to be a stay-at-home dad. And I'm like, oh yeah.
That he wouldn't choosing it is crazy.
Well, what's funny is we always said our kids were so little out of school, we would never get this opportunity where they have both their parents at home. And like, yes, I work and I have to travel, but the majority of the time I am home. I'm working from home. I'm so privileged in that way. Mm-hmm. But both of our kids, we just talked about this off camera, like both of my kids are going to school tomorrow, and it's the first time they've ever been in full-time school Monday through Friday from 8 to 3. We'll never get them home again full-time. You know, like that's it's almost like you're mourning. And I'm so grateful that we've had that opportunity, but it's so interesting the comments I get. And I'm always like, if I was a man, you would never say this to me.
Yeah, of course.
It's wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
There's definitely women that I follow that I know that are like successful, and just them even being outside, they're like, where's your kids?
It's
why
crazy.
Why would homegirl bring her kids to the bar? I'm confused.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
or like when we go on a date.
She can't go to the bar sometimes. But like, that's the thing. What kills me, when you're on a date with your husband, they're looking at you like, where's the kids? But you're with your husband.
Yep.
Like, you're both allowed to have a social life outside of your kids.
Well, also, I'm like, we've been together for 13 years. Like, we came first. Like, we go on our once a night date night.
Period.
Because we're happily married and our kids get to see that we prioritize and focus on each other. And mind you, we usually don't even go on a date night until after our kids are in bed. So we did the whole day with them. We put them down. Then I get dressed up cute for him and we go out. And then we're up the next morning at 7 a.m. to get him ready for school.
You have that right. How the hell do people think the kids got there?
Exactly.
Like, what the hell do y'all? We're grown,
Thank
honey.
you.
We're grown. Thank you.
You get it. Okay, so walk me through your decision joining as reserves in the Army.
This is the stupidest decision ever. Okay. Okay, so it was kind of giving midlife crisis vibes, girl. Like it was I had a lot going on at the time. So I was in college and I was like 20. Yeah, I was about 20. But I was not willingly going to this college. Like when I was young, I thought I was going to go to school to become a fashion designer. I thought I was going to go to FITM. That was like my dream.
Don't even get me started on FITM. I was obsessed.
Like my dream school. That was like FITM's peak. Like all the cool girls. I just thought I was going to be Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. I don't know what I thought, but so from a very, very young age, I was just like a really creative girl. But I have one parent who's Nigerian. And if you know anything about Nigerian culture in general, very strict, very academic driven. I'm also the firstborn daughter, which is a whole different set of trauma in itself. So growing up, my parents kind of gave me an ultimatum. They were like, yeah, like you can do what you want to do, or basically get cut off and we're not going to support you at all, or you can go to school and become a pharmacist. And it was just like that straight up.
Okay.
And I was like, not even like nothing else, just a pharmacist specifically. Okay. So needless to say, when you say something like that to like a 17-year-old girl, you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna listen to my parents. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what else to do. So I went to college, but I was not at this college willingly, like voluntarily. I was just there
because mom and dad said so.
Exactly. Yeah. Like it was just something to do, I guess. And I was like failing all my classes, but I went from graduating with honors, like never getting nothing lower than like a B-. Like C was really, really like, what were you going through? Like if I got a C in a class, it was kind of given like, we may need to like institutionalize this girl. Like what's going on with her?
Like boarding school.
Very much, very, very strict. Like I was like smart. So then I get to college and then like, you're not forced to go to class, and like, nobody told me like, oh, you don't like, my parents are not forcing me to go. Like, I didn't know that.
Freedom.
I went from like being super sheltered and strict to then I get to college and I have all freedom. That's a big extreme. So then my parents get divorced my sophomore year of college. And then I'm like, okay, well, they're not paying attention to me and they're not paying attention to each other and they're fighting and this parent's over here and this. So I'm just going to like drop out. But then I was like, well, then what else am I going to do with my life? And then at the time I was dating this guy. I shouldn't have been dating this guy, but I was dating this guy and he had just joined. So then I'm like venting about my life, about how my life is in shambles. And he was like, oh, you should join the army. And I was just like, boy, bye. What the hell would I do in the army? Like, what are you talking about? And honestly, I don't even think he was being serious. But again, I'm like, at this point, I'm like, I'm 20. And I'm like, well, he gets to travel. Like, he gets to meet new people. Like, all he talks about is how much his life has changed. Da, da, da. And then when you come from like a background where you don't have access to any of that. And then at the time, you know, this was like the era of like, they would give you like a sign-on bonus and they would just like wave this new beautiful life in front of your face. And so I'm not gonna lie, like I was eating it up. So I was just like, I want that for myself. So when he said it, I just like went to a recruiter like a month later, and then I just went to go ask questions, and then I was just like, oh, I don't know, whatever. Didn't entertain it. And then I did end up dropping out, but then I was like, I can't be idle for too long. Maybe I should go talk to a recruiter again. So then like a year later when I was 21, I officially went, signed up, joined. I went to go talk to somebody at an Air Force first, and then, or at an Air Force recruitment office first, but they were like, not really answering my questions. Like they just weren't really like entertaining me. So then I went right next door to the Army. It was just going to be like, I was just going to go from Air Force, Army, Navy, whoever one was eating me up the most. I was just going to go with that one. Like I didn't even know the difference between all of them. I really didn't, but I wasn't going to join the Navy because I don't like the water. So I was like, hell no.
Okay.
I'm not getting in the water. I'm not swimming. Absolutely not. So that's how I joined. That is how I joined the Army.
Wow.
Yes, it was literally. And then they explained to me, so you said your sister's in the Navy, right? So I'm assuming she's active duty.
Yep.
So basically she's full time.
Yep.
So then when I'm talking to a recruiter, and then they were like, oh, you can just join the reserves, you know, like you can still keep a job, you can still go to school. It's like being part-time. So then I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then they were like telling me like you can still get deployed. And then I was just like, okay. Like, it's just crazy. I was making these big adult decisions at 21. And it's like, I kind of really had no business like doing all that at 21, but like, I felt like I did what I had to do. You know what I mean?
I think when you get to a certain age, you look back because when I was 21, I thought I was grown.
Oh, we think we know everything. Girl, we don't know nothing.
And then I think about how you can join at 18 if you wanted to.
Which is
Baby.
Crazy. And it's so weird because when I joined, I was 21, okay, ripe old age of 21. I felt like the old head.
Yeah.
I felt like the old head because everybody was like fresh out of high school, and I'm like, oh, doll, when you get to 21. I felt so like, haven't heard of high school in years. I'm like 21. I really thought I was like so established.
You're like, do you guys need a drink? Because I can legally order it. You're like, I'll go to the gas station, get you guys some beer since you don't have an ID.
Girl, I was a baby amongst the babies, and I literally was just like, oh my God, like I can't imagine joining fresh out of high school. Girl,
you're a baby. Whoa.
I
wait,
know.
that's crazy.
It was intense. I mean, I wasn't the oldest there, but you do feel a little, there's a big difference between 18 and 21.
Huge.
Big difference.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah.
I think all the time about, like, we just had someone on, her name's also Avery, who's a big TikToker. She's so sweet. But I was sitting down with her and I was like, wait, how old are you? She's like 20. And I said, we couldn't even go have a beverage. Damn. Like, it's just so, you live so much life in your 20s.
You really do.
You live so much life, especially as a woman. Like, so much changes over 10 years that you're like, wow, 2021, baby.
I don't know who the hell that was.
I got married at 21.
You did?
Yes.
So I got married at 21.
I feel so lucky because I really.
You really lucked out.
I met him when I was 18. Like, knew he was the love of my life. We're still so happy, and I feel so grateful for that.
Yeah.
But also I'm like, who are you to make that decision at 21 years old? That's crazy. I didn't even graduate college yet. Like, that's so nuts.
I know.
Yeah.
But that's good that it worked out.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously. Okay, so when were you first posting to YouTube? Was that the first platform that you ever posted to?
Yeah.
Was it
YouTube.
Pumpkin Pie 05?
Oh my gosh. Lil Pumpkin Pie 05.
Lil Pumpkin Pie?
And girl, I hate pie.
Really?
I don't even like pie.
Wait,
I don't know where the
where did you choose that?
I don't know.
Was it like a Bath and Body
Trauma,
Works
girl,
scent?
I
I know you like
don't know.
perfume.
I don't even know. Like, I'm like Little Pumpkin Pie. I don't know. I just know '05 was the year I was graduating high school.
Okay.
So that was like, the username era. So it was like everything '05.
Yeah. It has like a
nice little
theme.
ring to it. Yeah.
Yeah. And
At least
so
that was consistent.
yeah, exactly. So you were in the reserves and started posting.
Yeah, because when I joined, so basically I joined, this guy I was dating had already been in. We got married, and then he got stationed in Hawaii. So it was kind of like, most times service members, if two people are dating and you're both in, especially if you're the same branch, you're kind of like, and this is why so many people get married young when they're in the military, because you just want to be together.
Yeah, you want to be on the same base.
You want to be on the same base.
Yep.
You at least want to be in the same state, sometimes in the same country. So yeah, that's what ended up happening. And then because of what had went on in my marriage and being so young and like obviously not being happily married, it was a really, really emotionally rough point in my life, probably one of the lowest I was going through in my adult life at that time. YouTube was like an outlet. Like, it was just a distraction. It was a way out. And mind you, we lived in Hawaii. I didn't know nobody in Hawaii, so I didn't have family there. I didn't have friends.
It's very isolating.
It's
there.
extremely
you don't have
isolating.
A community.
I had no community whatsoever. So at the time, YouTube was my community. And it was like, every single time someone asked me like what the motive was when I joined YouTube. First of all, I had no interest in being on YouTube. It was just more so like something at the time. My best friend was like, you should just post your looks on YouTube. And I was just like, oh, no.
I'll never forget that blue eyeshadow. Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh. She still is a slave.
You know what?
She still is a little slave.
When people will post videos, because they'll do it for me every once in a while too, and I'm like, no, it's not the same effect. Or they're like, look where Avery Wood started. I'm like, girl, take those Amazon hauls away. Okay, get out of here with that. But your videos, they melt my heart. Like when people are like, this is where Jackie started. I love to see it.
Thank you.
I love it. Like, it's really so inspiring. And you knew how to blend out that eyeshadow from the beginning.
Color. I was really wearing color. I was showing the girls how to wear color. But the big motive for me at the time, which is so sad to say, but also kind of like a testament to like what I was really going through at the time, I was just happy that people online were just being nice to me. Like, that's how depressed I was at the time. Yeah. It was just like I would post something, and the fact that people were nice to me, which offline, I wasn't really getting a ton of that at that time. That was just what motivated me. And it's crazy how even in the darkest of times, like for some people, it just takes like a mustard seed of hope, of faith, of goodness, of kindness, of camaraderie, of community. And that's at the time, that's where I found it.
Yeah. It's so interesting because I feel like when you first start in the beginning, like I'll get messages a lot from people because I always try to talk about growing on social media because I think there's room for everyone and I think it truly is a business. And if you have what it takes, you can change your life. And I feel like both of us have done that.
Yeah.
But I feel like I get messages every once in a while from people that are like, I had one TikTok video go viral and the comments were so mean that I'll never post again.
Damn.
So I feel like it can start one of two ways. Like you can see that glimmer of hope where you're like, okay, this could be a great community for me. And I feel like I felt that as well. And it encouraged me to keep posting. And in my eyes, the love will always outweigh the hate.
Yeah.
But there's also the side of people trying to start and they can see the dark side of the internet. But I also feel like over time it's gotten worse.
That's a fact. It has gotten deplorable.
Yeah.
And I hate when my content ends up on the wrong side of TikTok. Do you ever, because you know how like when you're getting dragged for something, there's like a normal, it's sad to even say normal, there's like a manageable level of getting dragged. And then I just, like men, like if my content ends up on the straight men side of TikTok, deactivate.
Yep.
Deactivate.
I literally will comment to men sometimes and I'm like, you're a grown ass married man with your wife in your profile picture.
That's sad.
This isn't for you. This content was not made for you. Never was.
Why would it be?
Why are you here? And does your wife know what comments you're leaving? You sick, nasty little fuck.
Go fix your plumbing somewhere. What are you doing in my comment section?
Go fix.
Don't you have artwork to hang up or something? Go do manual labor.
They probably have to use a TaskRabbit because they don't know how to use tools.
That part.
Let's be so honest, though. At least my husband can hang some shit on the wall. Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay, so when were you like, okay, this could be something for me?
Oh my God. Okay, so social media was very different at this time. Like, it wasn't. Nowadays, I think you can get momentum in like 6 months and you're kind of like, all right, baby, I'm in there.
Mm-hmm.
But it took me a very long time because, you know, this is like 2009 when I first started. So the word influencer didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's kind of still like a relatively new term.
Sure.
Even content creator, like people didn't call yourself a content creator. It was vlogger.
Yeah.
You know, it was like YouTuber, I guess you could say. Yeah,
vlogger. Totally, yeah.
So it wasn't until like literally my 4th year where I had like a sit down talk with me. So basically the virality, the money, the opportunities did not come first. I gave myself an ultimatum and I was like, okay, it was fun doing this for vibes. And I know you love the community, but at the same time, and there's nothing wrong with wanting more. There's nothing wrong with desiring money. Like, especially if you're putting time and effort into something. So I kind of had that inner dialogue. I'm like, okay, the community is amazing, but like, what else? Because makeup costs money. Mm-hmm. These reviews that you're creating cost money. Equipment costs money. And if you're not making it, then it might be time to either move on and, you know, try to go back to school, which I was still doing those things in addition to like creating my content. Mm-hmm. But I gave myself an ultimatum and then I ended up spending a year in Kuwait. It was a civilian job. It wasn't a deployment. I got like a civilian government job by way of being a service member. So basically, it was tax-free. So at that time, that was the most money I had ever made. And it was like $70,000 a year. So that was a lot of money.
Tax-free though, you're like,
but tax-free
yeah,
though.
I'm dripping.
Tax-free, it was drip.
Yeah.
And mind you, I was basically working 12-hour days every single day, 1 day off a week. So I was working 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So I had no social life. I live in a different country. I don't really have a family to take care of. So tax-free. So basically I was just putting money aside. And then I was like, all right, and still doing YouTube at the time. And then I think I actually started Instagram while I was in Kuwait. That was like 2013.
Oh, that's like giving sepia filter, moment.
Crunchy era, very crunchy.
Oh, I look back at those and I'm like, girl, what were you thinking? But that was the thing. No,
girl, we was just raw dogging.
Yeah, we were raw dogging all day.
You know what though? Shout out to the day oneers. Like we were up in here with no 4K,
true. Yeah,
no filters.
It's funny because I started social media when I was doing prerequisites in college. So I was like 19, maybe going on 20, and I'm 30 now. It was a very slow grow for me.
Oh, yeah.
Slow. And people don't realize that. They're like, you blew up overnight. I'm like, yes, my TikTok gained a lot of traction quickly, but I was also doing it and making money from it for a long time. It was just on a much smaller scale.
Yeah.
It was totally different because it was like medical influencing. I modeled for scrub companies. I worked as a nurse. So I was trying to balance my career in social media and not knowing how much of a business social media really is. So then when the opportunity came for me to be able to make money in a real way to support my family, I was like, okay, I really actually have to choose between careers.
You do have to choose.
And I did. I was the same way where I was like, okay, I need to set a goal before I give up my years that I've worked as a nurse, because that's obviously towards your retirement.
Yeah.
So I felt the same way because it's true. Like you do have to put money up front. I feel like
a lot of money.
Yeah, to be able to have high quality content, keep up with trends, and also like if you're into linking, you have to be able to purchase what's in stock, what's new, are there shades available for people. Like these are all strategic things that we think about being online.
And also the time that you commit to all of this costs you money because you're doing that while not doing other things like making money. So you could be doing all of these things and kind of draining yourself at the same time, not actually making any money. Yeah. Which is so crazy because it's like, it really does cost money to make money.
Oh, yeah.
And there's going to be a long time, at least for me, that's like 4 years. Like I cannot quit my day job in those 4 years.
Yeah, for sure.
I had to do a lot of the community building, the reviews, you know, buying product, like you said, out of pocket. And then, so after some time, it was just like, okay, well, what are you going to do with the money that you put aside? So I basically decided, I'm going to look good for my parents. I'm going to at least go back to school, but I'm going to go to cosmetology school. So that was kind of like, I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to be on camera, like I'm going to go back to school, but I'm going to get something that's at least adjacent, right? So that's what I did. I came back to California and I went to Vidal Sassoon in Santa Monica and I became a licensed cosmetologist. And then I kind of was like, all right, so I can either still do makeup and now hair, now that I have this license, I can do that. Or, you know, what if social media takes off, then I'm going to run with that. So I was pursuing both. And then 2014 was when I got my first like real viral piece of content. And the great thing, this is why it's so funny that you say people call you an overnight success, that you just blew up overnight. Because even though at that time that was my first viral piece of, like my first real viral piece of content, what happened was people saw that video and they started binge watching all the other content I had made up until that point. And it could not have happened at a better time, because instead of me just being like a one-hit wonder and then people just like not caring anymore, they were like, oh, like, where has she been? It was almost just like, where has she been effect. I had years worth of content for people to catch up on.
Yeah.
So it's exactly what people started doing. And I literally went full-time around, 2015, 2014 is when I went full-time, stopped pursuing outside education, stopped pursuing other jobs, and I've been full-time as a creator ever since.
And what were your parents' reactions?
Well, the thing is like, once you're making money and you're not asking them for money, you can't really say nothing.
Yeah, it's so
you know,
true.
like you can't really, like, it's kind of like, I mean, you're making more money than me. But it created like it also creates like a really awkward dynamic with parents too. It can, because you're the child, but you're making more money than them. How did that work? You know what I mean? Like it becomes a little, so I reach out to tell my parents, like, y'all not gonna debo me. Like, I'm not asking you for money, and what I do with it, you know, that's that. And they also, I will never tell my parents how much money. I don't even tell my siblings how much money I make.
Yeah, it's especially like us coming from being first responders. All of our friends, the majority of our friends have very normal jobs, like cops, nurses, teachers. They are the hardest workers, but the least paid.
Yeah.
Like it kills me.
Yeah.
And my parents were both teachers. My mom was a second grade teacher for 42 years. My dad was my high school math teacher. So we don't like to have conversations like that, because I have a hard time with the things that I saw as a nurse and how little I was paid. And that's why I always try to advocate for people in healthcare, because I think it's so ridiculous how much CEOs of hospitals can make, you know, tens of millions of dollars a year. And I'm like, you're not putting people in body bags, respectfully.
It's a slap in the face.
Totally. Yeah. And so that's why I will never say my job is hard. And I always say, like, being a nurse was physically extremely hard. Long days. You know, I worked during the pandemic up until 5 days before my C-section with my daughter full-time in the ICU. Wow. So then, but mentally it can be also really hard, because I worked in pediatrics, so you see a lot of really sad things. Social media is cake physically. I'm able to edit in bed after my kids go down, and there's a strategy to it, but I also think the mental toll is what has affected me more than what I felt physically as a nurse.
I say the same thing all the time, because I've worked retail. I used to work at Target, actually. Even though I'm boycotting. Sorry.
Yeah, Target. I was going to say.
No, sorry. Yeah. But I used to work at Target.
Aren't we all?
I used to work at Old Navy.
Oh.
So I've done everything. I've done customer service. I've done retail. And obviously I was in the military. So I physically I've encountered every sort of difficult level of entry level job that you can think of. So the experience is absolutely there. And I'm also grateful that social media didn't take off as soon as it does, because you see the difference in like the longevity between people who have never really worked in the workforce.
Okay, I've never really talked about this.
It's not the same.
I know they'll come for me, but
Wait, is that a hot take?
Well, I just feel like there's people in the industry that maybe would take it the wrong way. And I don't want to be offensive, but I think that I have a different type of work ethic.
Yes.
Because I didn't come from money.
Yeah.
I mean, I paid my own health insurance when I was 16. Like, that was expected of me. My phone bill, my car, like I had to get a scholarship to go to college. And then I've just worked since my 16th birthday. And then I came from a really hard career and balanced that on top of growing social media. So nothing was an option for me except to work my ass off.
Yeah.
That was the life that I just knew.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I will always make it my job to be the hardest worker in the room. And I feel like you're the same way.
Well, I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't actively choose to work. Like, it wasn't something I did because, you know, my parents wanted me to get, like, I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
At all.
Same.
And not only was I expected to find my own living, but I was expected to give it back to them to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I was almost like a third provider, which is in itself really as an adult has become really detrimental to me, because looking back, I'm just like, I had no business doing all that as a child. Like, that's crazy. But listen, if you won't say it, I will say it. Okay. There's nothing wrong with having parents that provided for you, working because you can, but to do a service to the average person that lives in this country, that does not make a lot of money, that doesn't have a lot of money, that works a standard job, you have to be honest in saying, yes, there is a difference when you have help, support, and whether that support looks like your parents being able to step in, your grandparents, having money aside, having a house in your name that you will inherit. Imagine having none of that at all. Like,
and nothing to fall back on if you fail.
On.
Yes.
Nothing to fall back on. There will be a difference in how you navigate your career choices, especially in this industry as being a creator, because we've already talked about what it costs to film all of this stuff, right? But like, imagine having to worry about surviving in addition to all that, like having to turn on your camera and like knowing that like, oh, I bought that, but like I was actually supposed to pay my phone bill, but I chose to just buy this because then the hopes is that I'll make more money off of this.
Yeah.
But I really shouldn't have bought that for this video.
Yeah, I remember when I finally took the leap, and my fallback was that my RN license was still active for another 3 years.
That's why I got my cosmetology license.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
And it was different too, because I'm like, this isn't to keep myself afloat. Like, I have kids.
Which
I
is
gotta make sure they're fed.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, worst case scenario, if this fails, I talked to my nurse manager, and she was like, oh, you always have a place here with us.
Wow. Oh my God.
And so that I was like, that made me feel at ease, because I said, okay, worst case scenario, I can go back to work as a nurse and we'll be okay. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
But like, that was my fallback. It wasn't my parents or people that, you know, financially supported us. Like, it was just us.
Like I said, there's nothing wrong with having support. Like, I think in an ideal world, you should have something to fall back on.
Yeah.
You should. That's
Totally.
the way community should work.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't have that option. And I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't. So when I get an opportunity, I make for damn sure whatever was required of me is buttoned up, is exactly what's exceeded what's asked for. And that's why people would, when my content finally took off, they're like, oh my God, quality is amazing. You know, technique is amazing.
Yeah.
Education. I had to be amazing. Like, I'm a Black woman in America, honey.
Yeah.
Like, I have to give you 3 times better. Like, this was also a time, mind you, in makeup specifically. I'm not talking about like comedy or like gaming or other genres on YouTube. I had a really hard time breaking like a glass ceiling, I guess you would call it that, because when you are watching a makeup tutorial, people had a very like a separationalist way of thinking when they would consume content.
Mm-hmm.
So if you post a Sephora haul, or if you're doing a tutorial, you may not have the same skin tone as me, but if I like your technique, I'm going to be like, oh, I'm going to try that on my skin tone. But in like 2010, they wouldn't even want to click on the thumbnail because they just saw a black girl. They wouldn't even be interested in entertaining. And you can have, like, Black women love me, Black men love my tutorials, but you can only get so far being that niche down. So for a while, yeah, like there were years where it was just the people, and that's why I be writing for my community so hard, because people who look like me saw me first, period. And we're not budging, even when the money wasn't there, even when the wigs weren't there, girl, like when the hair was the experimental phase, like even when the makeup was, I was still kind of getting there. And that's why I take so much pride in talking about stuff that, like, if a brand would do something that I genuinely, like in an advertising or in a campaign, like if they did something that I truly felt did a true disservice to people who look like me, I would say something.
I was going to say,
yes.
I want to talk about how much you advocate for inclusivity, and I love it so much. Like, you and Gloria are two of my favorite people that are so.
Shout out to Gloria.
She is a queen, and she's such a kind human being. But it's so refreshing, and I feel like in the last maybe 1 to 2 years, we see a lot more of this, because I feel like no matter who you are, it's very intimidating to speak, not necessarily negatively, but trying to give education to a brand that is doing a disservice to people of color.
It is still.
And I want to ask where that confidence came from. What made you motivated to do that? And have you ever gotten backlash from brands before?
All the time. So I would say most of it was motivated by me just speaking to my immediate community. So in the beginning, and also there was levels to it, right? So like, as my audience grew, I got a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more bold in how I would call attention to stuff. But in the beginning, I just felt like I was talking to people who look like me.
Yeah.
And so for the most part, most of them knew exactly, like they knew what the experience was like going to a makeup counter and walking away looking orange because you wanted to try a new foundation and they told you this was your shade, and maybe that was not my shade.
Oh,
God bless you, child. But so yeah, for a while it was just me talking to my immediate community. But then when I started getting viral content, when my channel started to become like mainstream, I guess you could say, for lack of better words, and like non-Black people, and not even just like non-Black people were following me, it was like people who were of lighter complexions, right? So like I had a big community of Black people who followed me, but then also darker skinned Asians were also following me too. So they would just kind of sit and listen. They would sit and listen. But then when I started to notice that like people who were all throughout the spectrum were following me, and to them, sometimes people often think being pro yourself, whatever that may look like. And obviously in this case, I'm pro-Black because I'm Black. Like, I'm just going to state the obvious. But they hear you're anti everything else, which is so annoying, because why actually, and it's crazy. This is 2025. And I literally had an interaction with someone in a video yesterday that recommended so in the video, it was a TikTok video, and I verbatim said that I prefer, I said something like, oh, I prefer mineral sunscreens. And I don't know if you know the difference between like mineral sunscreens and chemical ones. Okay.
Yes.
So for those that don't know, for context, chemical sunscreens are usually the ones that are completely sheer. But I was saying, ashiness aside, my preference in formula is mineral sunscreen because they tend to be better for like acne prone skin. They're usually more oil controlling. Anyway, lots of context. But
and it can give you a white cast almost.
Most times, yes, which is really annoying. But in the video, I was saying, so I say, because they're basically a little ashy, I save them for underneath makeup. So you don't see it, right?
Sure.
So there were several people who were like your complexion, even lighter, that were like, try this mineral sunscreen. It leaves me no white cast. So there were several people, and it's like, I get you're trying to be nice, but it's like, that's clear on you. And I don't think it's wrong to like say, hey, just an FYI, that may be sheer for you, but like this ain't my first rodeo, and I'm here to tell you, if there is zinc oxide in that formula, it's not gonna look sheer on me. You know what I mean? I know you mean well.
Yeah.
And I said that to several people who I was interacting with in this video, but there was like one person that said that I was being rude because I told them, because I literally told this person, sheer for you does not mean sheer for me. I have dark skin. And there's been so many times where I'm like called mean, I'm called rude, but I'm stating the obvious. I'm stating the obvious.
You're very factual because I've seen you respond to
I'm
people.
very factual because I've been on the internet for a long time. And when you add too much fluff, I feel like that's when people weaponize it. So I just kind of hit people with facts, because when you're a little too nice, I feel like they take advantage of it. And when you're too raw, then of course, like, you don't want to like scare people, but I am educated. This has been my job. And I feel like because I'm a woman, you don't like being corrected. You can't, like, I can't be smart. I can't be good at something. I can't be educated. Can I be the expert in my field? Because I am technically. Like, if you want to be technical, I'm just letting you know that if there is zinc oxide in a product, it's going to look sheer on you because you're lighter than me, but it's not going to look like that on me. She said I was rude. She said I was being mean. She said I was just like, huh.
Also, it's like when you read a text from someone.
Yeah.
You can take it, you can read it in whatever tone is in your head, right?
But most times, that tone is you projecting. And that ain't got nothing to do with me.
But
like, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
But you're never, people, it sounds to me like this person took it the way that they wanted to take it because they wanted to say something back to you.
Yeah, they were like kind of giving, oh, this is coming off like you people. And I was just like,
you people?
What the?
Oh, no.
It was just like a lot. And I just basically was like, I mean, like it or love it. The fact is, a product that shows up sheer on you is not going to look the same on me. And I'm going to keep saying that until I'm blue in the face. You don't have to like it, but it's a fact.
No, I think a lot of people look to you when it comes to advocating for the beauty standards because quite frankly, it took way too long for shade ranges to be expanded the way that they have. And still to this day, I see Black creators come on TikTok and try the darkest shade of a foundation, and it's actually insane.
It's disrespectful.
When I'm like a medium dark, I'm sorry, well, look at the color of my skin. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shouldn't be happening.
It's a mess.
It just shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And I think what you're doing is so amazing, and so many other creators also are doing the same thing. Have you had a brand ever reach out and ask you to take something down or maybe try to backtrack a little bit? Really?
I think what's really frustrating is sometimes it won't even be stuff that I've said. It'll be, so there was a time where like they kind of treated me like the school principal of Black people. And it would be very like, I didn't even say anything. They're the ones who are dragging you. What do you want me to do about it? Yep. Like, why are you, like, I've had CEOs of big companies reach out to me directly, like kind of threatening me in a way. Yeah.
Ask you to take content down?
No, one, I'm not gonna say who it was. One, it's a big company. One company like tried to get me up out of here. Like they just basically tried to get me up out of here. They tried to blackball me. Crazy. Yeah.
So why not blast them? Because you're keeping it cute.
In this instance, it was in response to me blasting them.
Okay, got it.
And I think, actually, I was kind of surprised at how much people, because sometimes I'll be saying something that everybody else is already saying. I'm like, this isn't groundbreaking information.
It's because you are the blueprint.
To them.
To a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, yes, to a lot of people. And that's very flattering. But in a lot of ways, I just see myself as someone who often lends a voice to people who are often being overlooked. So most times I'm not saying anything that everybody else isn't already saying. So it can be a little annoying when a brand targets you, because my philosophy is when it comes to like messiness, like we all have our moments. I try to really stick to blasting brands and not people. Like, I try not to go after people directly.
Sure.
So when I see brands kind of wielding their power, it just, I don't know, it just kind of feels a little like, it can be very concerning, because I think that people think because I have a lot of followers and I'm where I am now, I'm like untouchable. I'm still not untouchable. Like, the times where there have been brands that have single-handedly tried to do things to blackball me, like, there have been times where it's like, maybe I should be a little concerned. But girl, like, it was.
You gotta tell me off camera so I can stop supporting these brands.
They're not your vibe. I don't even think they're your
okay.
vibe. Yeah, I don't even think they're your vibe.
Okay.
But yeah, just like, really, I just don't like when they target me specifically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially when I'm saying something that, like, isn't the first. Like, I'm not the only person who's saying this. Why are you mad at me?
And also, you're using your voice to educate, hopefully, the brand, they can
That
learn their
part.
lesson, but also, like,
No.
showing your viewers that there's other options for them when they don't feel like they can find something that's the right shade for their skin tone. You know, like, you're helping so many people in that. And even though it's so interesting how you said, you know, people would skip over your video or not watch it just because of the skin tone difference. But I feel like I have learned so much from you. Just the other day, you did a self-tanning video, and I was like, oh shit.
I love tanning.
I know, and that little 2-piece set you wore, I ordered
bikini,
that. I said,
tea.
oh, period. Yeah, no. Okay, also, body is so fucking tea.
Listen.
It's crazy.
You can call me a lot of stuff, but you can't call me ugly. And you can't beat me on that mat, baby.
No, okay. I want to talk about this because fitness is so important to me. What's your routine?
Now
Tell me. Tell me everything.
So I work out. Okay, I used to be like the laziest gym person. It's funny because, like, people see me now and they're like, oh, whenever they see me, I love how they're like, oh, you were in the military. That's why you. And I'm like, girl, being in the military does not permanently alter your body. I still got to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Like, and I left like 10 years ago. This is straight willpower, okay?
Yeah.
Period.
Also, how old are you again?
30. I had to like think because I just had a birthday. 38.
See, that's crazy.
38.
This woman is 2 years to 40. Also, I remember the first time I ever met you was at the Rare Beauty event, and I literally was like, my jaw was on the floor. Even more beautiful in person.
Thank you.
Even hotter in person. Body tea. Crazy.
Thank you.
So for anyone that says it's like cameras or whatever, no. She's just that gorgeous and good looking.
Every day I'm fighting Ozempic allegations. I'm offended because I'm like, what did you think I looked like before? I'm confused. Like, people, you see me at every stage.
You're also toned and muscular.
It never gave Ozempic, babe. Like, what the hell?
Ozempic, like, eats away all, like, you're so toned and fit. There would.
And also, there's nothing wrong with Ozempic, but, like, I don't feel like I present the body of someone who had to do that. Even before and after.
No.
But anyway, I was always kind of naturally very, like, muscular, but then I just had like a come into Jesus moment one day, and I was just like, all right, one day you're not going to be naturally snatched, so you're going to need to, like, one day at a time kind of, get back on it. And I would engage with the gym, like, on and off. So I would be like fit for 6 months, and then I would stop, and then I would be like good for a year, and then I would be like really diligent for a year, and then I would stop. And then it was like 2023 where I just decided I was just going to make a change, but I was going to start really, really small. Mm-hmm. So I already kind of like ate semi-healthy because I live here in LA, so we're very spoiled in that aspect.
Yeah.
So it kind of started with like some of the things that I would eat, and then when I started to see a little bit of momentum there, then I started working out, but like little by little. It was baby steps, like baby steps. It was like 3 times a week or something, like not super, super crazy. But then, I think it was kind of like a one thing after the other. And it's crazy because you can start with like not even having like a really, my goal was not to become super ripped. I was just like, I just want to improve my lifestyle.
Sure.
And I'm glad I focused on that instead of looking a certain way, because I've completely transformed my lifestyle, and the byproduct was looking more snatched and looking more toned.
Yeah.
But that wasn't really what I was targeting at first. I just was like, I just want to live better. I want to feel better. Mm-hmm. So that's what I did, but I did it slowly so that, and I knew I wasn't going to do anything temporary, because I was like, I want to make permanent changes.
Yes.
And that's exactly what I was targeting, was like permanent lifestyle changes.
It's also about creating consistency. Like people always ask me like, how are you so motivated Monday through Friday? I'm like, you just got to get past that 27 days where it takes to create a habit.
Exactly.
And then I like crave, like, I literally showed up here in my sweats or my workout set because I came from a workout. But if I don't do it, I feel like my whole day is off. Like I have to start my day and like have that 1 hour for myself. Do you do Pilates?
I do.
Is that your favorite workout?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do love Pilates. But I went from doing workouts begrudgingly to now, like, I have to force myself to take a rest day.
Yes.
I love working out so much. But yeah, it's really, and you know what I think also motivated me? I needed hobbies.
Okay.
I needed non-social media related stuff to do.
You gotta put your phone down.
Yeah, I was a little chronically online at one point, and it's like, I have an excuse because this is my job. But it was like, girl, like, you need to put that phone down.
Yeah, it's also the one job that like you literally can work 24 hours a day.
If you don't
give yourself a time limit.
And I needed something that was gonna break me away from that. And so yeah, for me, working out became that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and your quality of your content's insane too.
Thank you.
Like, do you film your TikToks on your phone?
It depends on what I'm doing, but a little bit of both. So most times when you see me doing like a green screen feature thing, right? Like obviously that's my phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of mine is like on a camera.
Yeah, I was gonna say your quality's insane. Your morning vlogs.
We give quality, honey. Thank you.
I'm like, my show's on. My show's on. Jackie's scrubbing her tongue.
Somebody's got to do it.
I want to talk about FORVR Mood.
Yes.
Because all of your followers probably understand what I'm coming from of like, I watch you and I just know you smell so good. Was perfume always like your number one thing? You loved fragrance. You loved mixing fragrances. Like you were always talking about stuff that smelled so good. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about the inspo behind FORVR Mood and starting a business.
Before I became a makeup girly, even before I was a fashion girly, it was fragrance first. Down. I was just like a smell good girl. So I have hyperhidrosis, which means like I sweat a lot. And so when I hit puberty, that was the first part of my body that was out of control. Like I would be sweaty even in the winter. And it's really jarring and weird because it's like, why am I always like sweating? And when I was young, like when I was 10, because I hit puberty really young. I got my first period when I was 9.
Damn.
Yeah, I got my first period when I was 9.
That's like 5th grade.
5th
grade.
Yeah, I remember it was the year before I started 6th grade.
Oh my
gosh. It was so weird. I was at Six Flags. Awkward. I was at Six Flags and I got my period.
You said here, an amusement park? Really? When I'm going upside down on these rides?
Yeah, upside down of all things. And I was like, I got my first period. And then like it went away and then it never came back until like a year later. So then when I was like 10, I was like getting a period. Okay. So, you're hormonal, you're prepubescent. But I was like really sweaty and I was wearing school uniforms. Mm-hmm. So it's so funny that this is the shirt that I'm wearing right now because this would be a white linen shirt, a 10 and 11-year-old, like that would be like a nightmare piece of clothing to wear because they all had huge yellow pit stains and nothing would get them out.
Oh,
and,
that breaks my heart.
And, we wore school uniform. Yeah. So in order for me to hide it, I would wear these like big, and I grew up in the Valley, girl. Like it was hot.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter because I was so embarrassed. I would wear these big puffer jackets. And literally one day my teacher begged me. He was like, please take off that jacket. And I was just like, I can't. You don't understand.
It's also like when you're so much younger than everyone that's not experiencing the same thing, you're probably
it's embarrassing.
What is going on?
You don't know. Yeah. You're confused. You're like, why am I so different? Totally. What the hell is going on? But it ran in my family. So like some of my siblings have it, my mom has it. So that was like how I kind of started to play around with perfume because I was looking for something to make me feel better, which is the name why FORVR Mood kind of comes from, because it's forever a mood. And this is exactly why whenever I'm describing scent in general, I'm always talking about how it makes you feel, because I feel like that's more important than like the literal list of notes, top, middle, heart, base. Like what does it make you feel like? What does it remind you of? For me, scent has always been from as long as I can remember, from the youngest age, like where I really got my confidence from, for real. Like I didn't care. It doesn't matter how broke I was and how broke my parents were. When I put on a perfume, honey, when I wore a little bit of Dolce & Gabbana light blue.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a classic.
Kids know nothing about this. What you know about this?
That's a classic. It's
It
so
is.
good.
I know it is.
But also, I feel like there's no better compliment than when someone tells you smell good.
Yeah, because nobody wants to hear you stank.
Yeah. Well,
and
also,
that's when I was a kid.
It's like
nobody wanted to say it, but it's like, I know you're thinking it.
But I also think as women, we're so used to being complimented by how we physically look.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
It's so nice when you give someone a hug and like, you smell so amazing.
Good.
It's like, that's so much better to me than being like, your body looks tea, your face, which I'm like, okay, tell me that. But
yeah, I'll take them all. Listen,
but I love a good scent compliment.
Yeah,
and
same.
It is so huge, Jackie. Like FORVR Mood is really going to, like, I could imagine it being acquired in like 5 to 10 years and being like a big ass. I mean, it already is a big ass company, but like you've done such a great job and you've like really gone in with celebrity status people that have made perfumes. Like you're really that girl. Do you realize that?
Thank you.
It's kind of crazy. Yeah, you do. You're like, hey, I know.
No, you know why? Because I was actually so scared. I genuinely, when we started FORVR Mood, you know, you have to remember, this is like the era where like everybody had a perfume.
Yeah.
It was unserious. It was just like, another perfume. Before there was like the celebrity makeup boom, there was the celebrity fragrance boom.
Sure.
So by way of being a creator, we're kind of like sort of celebrity adjacent. So I knew I was going to be graded higher.
Yeah.
You know, I was going to be, there was going to be more expected of me. So I had to really put a lot of thought and intention into what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it, what our point of difference would be. Because I do think there's a strong point of difference. Like the way we market and who we're speaking to, that's why FORVR Mood exists. Because I was like, people are not really doing this. People are not really doing that. Or people are not really like speaking to that community or filling that void. And I knew as a consumer, like I knew what was missing and I wanted to create it. When
you did that iconic video of your huge perfume wall and then it like all went down to the one bottle, I was like, holy shit.
That was when we first launched, because we started with our candles.
Yes.
And then when we first started perfume, the candles were kind of like, let's just see if people like our point of view on scent. But really my real love is fine fragrance. And you know, honestly, this brand would not exist without my husband, without Denis.
I want to talk about Denis because I met him at the Rare Beauty event.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah, we all met as couples, I guess, because we had our husbands there with us. But what a gentleman. What a stand-up, kind man. I really, really like him. And I remember walking away and David was like, he's really cool. I really like him. You know how men
everybody loves, all the bros love Denis.
And the way
they really do
is dressed so dapper. I mean, obviously I expect nothing less. Look at you. But like so dapper, such a handsome guy, so kind and welcoming and warm to really everyone.
Sweet.
And I love that you guys are business partners because even though David's a stay-at-home dad, he does a lot of like my business management behind the scenes.
There's a lot of overlap when you're married.
So much. Yeah. And also like I couldn't do it without him. I really couldn't. And I love that you guys did this together.
I couldn't do it, child. Like I couldn't. He's basically the person who runs the brand and I'm more creative director. Like I'm the one who has the final say so on every like marketing angle and obviously like the master scent curator of the brand, but he's the one who hires. He's the one who unfortunately has to fire sometimes. Like
business is business.
Yeah, business is business. And it's particularly awkward sometimes when you're a influencer led business because I think sometimes people think they can get away with stuff because they like me, but then, you know, that's kind of where Denis has to step in and make sure there's like a bit of separation so that it remains professional. But yeah, we offer two completely different things to the brand, but we're actually so good at this that when people ask me for advice, I almost kind of tell them like I don't really say it like this, but I don't want them to get their hopes too high. So I'm almost like, just so you know, like what we have is extremely rare. So don't expect that if you want to start a business or do something with your partner, that it's going to be the same thing.
Totally.
Like, it's just the reality. Like, we have something that's very rare. And most times I would tell people, don't do this with your spouse or your partner.
Yeah.
Because most of them won't be as willing to compromise sometimes. But with us, it just works. It just works perfectly. Like, it's just so perfectly. We don't step on each other's toes. We hear each other. I would say the one thing Mr. Denis needs to work on is work-life balance.
Oh, okay.
So Denis is the one, and it's them people with them standing desks, okay? The people with standing desks.
Does he have a standing desk?
Yes.
Oh, wait, you were talking shit about this.
I was literally just talking about some of my stories. They're obsessed. They don't know when to put the phone down. They don't know when to walk away.
I just imagine him like on a walking pad, like with his fucking
No, I'm the walking
desk.
pad girl. He's the standing. There's two types of people. A walking pad at the desk.
That
That's
office
me.
is busy. That home office is busy up there.
And then I have my own office and he has his own office. And then we have the FORVR Mood home office.
Oh, damn.
So the standing desk is, Dennis's lair.
Yeah.
He has a hard time. Like, he wants to discuss stuff in bed, and I'm just like, go to bed. Like,
Yeah.
I'm off. All right. You're still locked in, but I'm trying to listen. I'm over here. I'm trying to let my skincare settle.
You're like, my skincare's got to settle. I got to steam my sheets.
I don't want to read no emails. I don't want the blue light penetrating the peptides I just put on. I'm not talking about that right now. No.
Oh my God. Okay. What do you think is the most challenging part of starting a business or owning a business?
Ooh, this is, I think, like, solid advice for creators in general. Make sure, and this is probably going to be like, duh, so common sense, but I think, like, make sure it would be something that you would do even if you don't necessarily know if you're going to make a lot of money. Like, I genuinely thought FORVR Mood was going to be like a passion project, which is so laughable because, like, there ain't no such thing as no damn passion project. Everything is work. But I genuinely thought it was going to be like a fun little thing that I could do just to, like, fulfill my childhood dream of being able to create my own fragrances. But yeah, I think when we do this as a job, you're around your manager, your agent, public, like, everybody's telling you can do this, you can start this, you can start this, you can start this. And it's like, once you think you can do anything and everything, you already lost the plot.
Yep.
You already lost the plot, baby.
Yep.
Because you have there's some things you have no business even entertaining.
And also, it's the millions of little projects that are all half-assed because you're spread too thin.
Spread too thin.
It's like, if you're going to start a business and expect people to give you money to support that business,
I agree.
You got to give 150%.
Don't play with people's money. That's one thing I do not play with people's money,
because we know how hard it is to earn it,
and how hard it is to earn it back when you lose it.
Totally.
So yeah, we are extreme. Like, I'm not interested in just launching stuff for the sake of it, or I'm not interested in attaching my name, my likeness, my work ethic to stuff just because I can or the opportunity presented itself. No. So I think, yeah, just make sure you're doing something that, like, even if it didn't immediately take off, it's something that you would still be kind of passionate about. For me, that really is fragrance.
No, I love that. I know we already talked about him, but congratulations, you're married.
Thanks.
That ring's crazy.
Girl, I know you ain't talking. You need to hand it over.
This is my 10-year upgrade, though. She's cute.
Is it rose gold?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
we have the same wedding band.
Do we?
Yeah, we have the same.
Wait, cute. We also have the same bracelet.
Oh, we do?
Shout the mother of pearl.
Cleave.
Okay, period.
They was getting dragged a couple months ago. Woo, I was here for it though.
What? My fucking watch?
No, Van Cleef.
Oh, Van Cleef was dragged? No, I didn't.
Oh, you got to go down the rabbit hole. I'm gonna send you a video.
It
was funny though. They really tried to play this girl.
I got canceled because my husband bought me a Cartier watch, and I said,
"What's wrong with Cartier?"
Because he's a stay-at-home dad, and they said, "So you bought your own present?" And I said,
"I'm so confused."
Oh, don't even get me started. Anyways, this is it's a different day of discussion.
Do you ever see somebody getting dragged and then you try to get to the root of the problem and it's like, that's what y'all are?
Well, also, I'm like, go outside, touch your lawn. Just rub a little grass.
So he's not supposed to take care of his wife?
Apparently not.
What kills me is when people be like, there was some girl who just got married and she has like 2 cars apparently, and people were like, she just had a baby, then they just got married. Why is she already getting a new ring? And it's like, damn, y'all are strict. People call me strict. No, y'all are strict. She can't get a new ring. She's got a baby.
Crazy.
I was talking about that. I don't know if you saw that other video.
Which one?
Because somebody was getting dragged because they had did a What's in My Hospital Bag video.
Okay, I didn't see this. You know what I love though? Do you know what I love about you so much is I will see a video, and if they're getting a lot of hate, the fucking top comment is Jackie, and she's like, these people need to calm the fuck down. You do whatever you want. It makes you happy. These people are jealous. I love it because you will always defend
especially if it's
people.
somebody that I follow.
Yes.
You too, though. I feel like you be down for the girls.
Oh, I don't give a fuck.
We're alike in a lot of ways.
Yeah, because
cheers to not giving a fuck.
Here's my thing, like, the baddies that have been with me, they know my personality. And the thing with TikTok is when you scroll a For You page, you see someone you've never seen before. You don't know them. You don't know their background. You don't know their brand. It's so easy to judge. But I'm like, some of these people, and you've talked about cancel culture before, because there's a difference between teaching someone a lesson and them truly learning, and then canceling them to the point where you're like threatening to kill their kids. Like, there's a difference.
Really sinister.
It really is.
Yeah, it's like, it's really sinister. I think we've gotten to a point where it's like, okay, people are digging for stuff now.
Always.
You know what I mean? Like,
Always.
this isn't even gonna help anybody or anything.
Yeah.
And it's like really, it's just really awkward to see. So yeah, if I'm interacting with a peer in this space and I see them going through it, I try to like give them encouragement.
Yeah,
like,
people really
people would
kind.
give me at the at the time when I was going through it.
What was the hospital bag video?
Oh, okay. So listen, I try to stay out of parenting business because I don't have kids.
Okay,
but it's very jarring being on the outside looking in, because I just feel like, and this is just what I observe. It could be. It is a generalization, I will say, but a lot of times it just seems like there are certain communities, and I'm not going to specify which one, but obviously by way of what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. The judgment, it's like they're so mean. So this girl had her first child, and when most people have their first, they do the absolute most, which I think is normal.
I didn't touch like 95% of the shit in my hospital bag, but I wanted to pack it because I was so excited to have a baby. Let me live.
Well, apparently she was like filmed a what's in my hospital bag video, and I guess she like packed a picture of her dog in a frame. Like, okay, at most it's laughable, but I was just basically in the video. So I didn't see the original video first. I saw the way people were responding first, and I feel like they were being really mean. So I was just asking a question to the audience.
Okay.
I was personally just asking a question. Okay. I just said, if you could die during childbirth, I feel like if you wanted to bring the kitchen sink, like, I feel like that's fair. I don't know. I don't have a kid. I've never done it, but I just agree. Don't fight me. Shouldn't you be allowed to, like, you're given life? Like,
I'm sorry.
Have we really shrunk ourselves that much where we have to be like, because people were like, oh my, people in the comments, and you're a nurse, so you can weigh in on this. People in the comments were like, I know her nurses are so sick of her.
Oh, please. Then you're in the wrong field, like, working in labor and delivery. Here's my thing. If I can go on a brand trip to some fancy ass 5-star resort in Bora Bora and they have a photo of my family on my nightstand for my 3-night stay, I think it's okay that during childbirth you want to look at your dog that can't come to the hospital.
I agree.
That's crazy.
I didn't really think that was that crazy. Funny, sure. But I didn't really think that was that crazy. But anyway.
Okay,
listen,
so
I'm here for a good hot take.
The only thing I've ever seen with you where you were like, hold the fuck up, let me talk about this, was when you got married, which I thought was actually insane.
So dumb.
I'm sorry.
So
I don't understand.
So, and I didn't even really talk about it. There was nothing.
Is it because you did it so privately that people had a problem? Is that what their problem was? Because I'm sorry,
Avery,
every single aspect of our life is talked about. Like, I literally told David, I said, if we ever had another baby, I would Kylie Jenner it. I would literally come on with, fuck yeah.
But I don't feel like you put that much of your tea online.
Not anymore. I don't
think.
No,
maybe when I started following you.
Yeah,
you may have, because I don't like, that's not my experience interacting with your okay, that makes sense.
I pulled it back a lot just because, like, the safety of my kids is being compromised, and but that's your thing too, is like, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? Because now people are mad that I don't show my kids, so it's like, girl, whatever. But anyways, I respected it so much because literally no one knew.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that is, first of all, so hard to do because people are always whispering and, spit, spat, and shit and trying to leak stuff.
Yeah.
But I think it's just the expectation that they thought that that's a moment you would give everyone. But that's a very personal journey.
And I think social media has normalized expecting the most sacred, special, intimate parts. But like when you look at my history on social media, I've never been an open, like you could describe me as a lot of things, but an open book was never one of them. And then we got engaged in 2019.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I was saying even then, you're going to see the ring anyway. So you're going to know I'm engaged.
For sure.
But I wasn't going to document my wedding. Sorry. And I didn't want to.
It's no one's business.
And I don't think it needs to be explained.
No.
I don't think it needs to have caveats or just like disclaimers. It's just, if I don't want to do something, I don't want to do something. But people are so used to women being like, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm not sorry. Like it's mine and it's sacred. And I think also because when you have a unique point of view on this, because you said you were an open book at one point. So sometimes when, as creators, when we get criticized, like when you kind of give them something to criticize, it's like, all right, I can kind of see why, you know, I entertained it. I gave them something to work with. But I think for me, it's always been really difficult to work with this idea that I see what people say about me and my relationship from literally nothing. And that is what scares me.
Yes.
The stuff that they would say about my husband, the stuff that they would say about our dynamics, the stuff that they would say about me, the stuff that they would say about him, how we got to get, like, it's like, I don't even post or share anything and you still think you know us. That's concerning to me.
Yeah.
So if you're talking about me based on what you don't see, well, I'm not going to give you more than, like, if you want to do that based on nothing, go for it. But yeah, I'm not big on, I'm not big on like feeling like special moments are owed. Like I kind of have a problem with that. And I think as a woman, I have a problem with that.
Yes.
Because I'm supposed to feel apologetic for wanting a little bit of privacy. I think it's normal. And I think the world is moving that way anyway. Like, I love seeing how more people are like not even into having big extravagant weddings as much anymore. Like more people are eloping, more people are doing things more intimately like even in the creator world and the non-creator world. And I love that because like, yeah, hell yeah. Like let's normalize a little bit of having something to yourself. And also like I got married and divorced really young. So I knew like if I do this again, not that I was an open book then, I wasn't, but like I've always known that I would do things differently, both for myself and also now that this is my job. But yeah, girl, I have been saying for years, and it was also really frustrating because we got engaged and then because there was no announcement, after a couple years, it turned into he refuses to marry her. She's still I got turned into the image of the long-suffering woman whose fiance refuses to marry her. And I said nothing in the entire time. I said nothing in the entire time we were engaged. So I was like, wow, that's so crazy. He refuses to marry me. Who told you that? Who told you that?
The thing I've learned about social media is if someone has their opinion made up about you or they're jealous, no matter what they say or will make up about you, people that feel the same way will jump on it so quick, like it's factual information. It's actually insane. It's insane behavior.
It is. It's like
crazy behavior.
Diagnosable,
yeah,
probably.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not even trying to be rude. Like
no,
it's actually probably
no, it really is
because it's not logical. It's like
no.
I can sort of understand if I gave you something, but I don't give enough for people to have that many opinions. And the stuff that I've seen has been like from one extreme to the next. So it's like, yeah, I don't give enough. Like this isn't normal behavior. So I just don't really give anything now because it's like I don't want like a crumb to even be misconstrued, misunderstood. And like I think people just forgot marriages are sacred.
Yes.
They absolutely
are sacred. Yep.
So if that's my way of protecting that little bit of sanity I get in my personal life.
Yeah. No, good for you.
That's important to me.
It is. It's so important. What is like your 5-year goal? Business wise, personal wise, where do you see yourself? What do you have your eyes on the prize for?
I'm really trying desperately I'm doing okay at it, but like better work-life balance.
Okay.
And by that, I mean, now that we have FORVR Mood and FORVR Mood is growing at the rate that it is, and it's consuming more of my life. Like now I have to navigate being like brand founder and like almost creator second. Whereas before I was like creator first, brand founder second. Now it's becoming the opposite, which is amazing. And I hope to be able to lean more into that and get a better hold of that, if that makes sense.
It's probably weird because you've been a creator for so long.
Yes.
That
I think I'll always be a creator
hard.
though.
For
to
sure.
some extent.
For sure. Just kind of drawing it back a little bit to focus more on FORVR Mood.
There will be signs.
Yeah.
Put it this way. Baby, there will be signs. Because I miss posting for fun, like when it was vibes. You know. I miss those days.
I know. It doesn't happen anymore, unfortunately. Or like you can't even have fun with it because then people are so mean.
Yeah. You know what? I think it's a bit like when people know it's your job, I think sometimes they can, how can I put this? Like, especially like newer creators, when they know like this is all you have.
Or when you have the ability to leave your relatability in your job, people support you. And then as soon as they see that, they're like, I don't know.
You got to be really careful with how you kind of navigate that.
Totally.
Yeah. That's like the first thing they'll come for if they don't like something about you. So yeah, always have a backup plan.
Yep.
So yeah, I think being more established as a brand founder, hopefully being a global brand, more 100%. Of a global brand.
Oh, I already see that. I see that in the next like year.
I'm so ready.
Yeah.
We work so hard. Like I've never, it's a different type of working hard, but like this is the hardest I've worked as an adult for sure.
Yeah, you guys are crushing it.
We're trying.
Okay, we like to end our episodes with rapid fire, so we have 6 for you.
Love
Ready?
rapid fire, yes.
Okay.
Oh, and then we have an unboxing for you.
Should we do it at the end?
Yeah, we'll do it at the end.
Oh, period. We've never done an unboxing on camera.
Oh, you don't got to unbox everything. I don't mean like
no,
literally.
I'm obsessed. Okay. What scent are you obsessed with right now?
Definitely FORVR Mood. She was here. Yeah.
Okay. I've seen you post about your espresso martinis.
Love.
Is that your go-to cocktail for a night out?
It was until I tried pistachio martinis.
Wait, what? That's a thing?
Naughty, nasty,
dirty,
filthy. Ugh.
I love pistachio. Like pistachio desserts. Have you ever been to the Malibu Farmers Market and gotten the pistachio-filled croissant?
No. What? No.
Oh, girl. I'm going to get it
what
and bring
the?
it to
Time
you.
out. Hold on.
Okay. So Malibu Farmers Market is more like a grab-and-go farmers market.
Yes.
Like there's a pastry guy, and he's a big net around his tent so no bugs get in. These are...
He takes his job serious. That's the kind of person I want to shop at.
I'm telling you, they are authentic, like taste like they're from Paris. And there is a pistachio one. There's also a Nutella banana one my kids love. But
okay, I don't normally like filled pastries, but I would try that because I like pistachio.
It's light and fresh. It's not really heavy or like dessert. Okay. Oh, we'll go on our like walk around Malibu. The kids will ride their scooters.
Absolutely.
And,
yeah.
So
say
good.
Less. I'm there. That sounds amazing.
Where do you get a pistachio martini?
I make it. But the first one I tried was in Paris, actually.
Okay.
It was so good.
All right, I got to get one.
So come over and I'll make you one.
Okay, I'll be there. I'm like, so right now?
Literally.
Okay. Would you rather have a cozy night in or a glam night out?
I was going to say glam night in. Cozy night in.
Okay. Yeah, same. What song instantly puts you in a good mood?
In the city.
Oh.
When I used to jump and you come.
You like Justin.
Yeah, like what he put in that song. Every time that song comes on, I just start like belly rolling. Like,
did you see me on the surfboard of that song use my red lip liner?
No.
I was surfing.
Did you see that guy that was impersonating him in Vegas?
I just found out this
and ran up a $10,000 tab at the bar.
Okay.
Yo, let him have it. Please let him. He pulled that off and y'all didn't clock it. Yeah, let him have it.
I was at my workout this morning and I like work out with all these moms that I'm obsessed with. We're all just like, it's like our 1 hour escape. And they're like, did you see this Justin Bieber guy going in? I had no idea. They said he had the same tattoos and stuff.
It's actually scary.
That's fully committed.
That's committing to the bit.
No, really.
That's what I'm saying. They should just let him have it.
Deserves to get away with that.
Let him have it. Like, he ate that.
The fact that the DJ didn't even know and he's in music.
That's a y'all problem. I'm sorry.
See?
And I was too drunk.
The club lights.
See why you shouldn't gamble?
Yep.
Listen.
Yep. Okay. Who's someone you'd love to get stuck in a Sephora with for an hour?
For an hour?
Yeah.
Mariah.
Mariah who?
Carey.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's only one.
I'm like, I thought you were talking about like a makeup guru or something.
No. Mariah
Carey.
or Sierra. Yeah, Mariah or
Sierra. Okay.
Yeah.
Why Mariah?
She just seems like a glamour. Like, first of all, she's buy everything. I already know that.
Yeah.
But she just seems like super, super like filthy glamorous. And I live for it. And Cece too. Like, I love Sierra. She's always so flawless.
She's like my mom goals. Like, she pops those kids out, and I love how much she talks about how much weight she gains pregnant, because I was the same. I gained so much weight pregnant.
What's so much weight when you're pregnant?
Like, I gave birth to Ziggy like 210 pounds. I think I started at like 130.
Wow.
I know.
Was it difficult for you? Like, was that
like, I mean, I worked full time as a nurse. When I would chart, I would just like roll around on my chair in my scrubs. I was so heavy. And then when I was working during the pandemic with Stevie, I think I was only like 182 when I gave birth.
Okay.
So I only gained like 50. Like, just
that's
like a light
sort of
50.
average, right?
Yeah, I mean, which is only 8.5 pounds though.
Wait, so I have a question.
Okay.
When you gain a significant amount of weight like that through pregnancy, are you progressively gain like from the moment you get pregnant, or is it like at like 5 months where it just pops off?
With Stevie, I was really sick in the beginning. So my first trimester, I just had like a teeny tiny little bump. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until I started getting like the ability to eat back, because I was throwing up so much that I was like,
so it was like a psychological thing.
Yeah. But also like, okay, I kind of did it to myself. Like, I would go work my 12.5-hour shift. So I was walking, like, sometimes I was a SWAT nurse. So for the entire pediatric tower, I would be responsible. So, like, if a kid was coding, like, I had to go to the code. If someone couldn't get an IV. So I was going from the ER to the PICU to the NICU to the oncology floor to the med-surg floor.
Wow.
So I was walking up all these floors. So I was walking, like, sometimes up to 20,000 steps in a shift, like, pregnant as fuck. But so when it was time to, like, talk to my doctors or do rounds in the morning, I would sit in my chair with like a double chocolate Costco muffin on top of my stomach and just eat that because I was hungry.
Yeah.
You know, I'll show you pictures later. But then, you know, but that's what my love for working out came from, because I breastfed my kids for so long, but I held on to the weight until I was done breastfeeding. So until Stevie was 14 months old, I was like the same postpartum weight from pretty much birth until I weaned her. So that was really hard for me mentally.
Yeah.
So I loved when people like Sierra talked about how much weight they gained and then like getting their ass back to the gym and work-life balance. She's tea.
So beautiful.
She's so like, beautiful.
And just minds her business. I love it for her.
Yeah, I love her. Okay, best compliment that you've recently received.
That I've recently received. I mean, always something smell good related. Like,
do you say when someone compliments you the way you smell, do you say like, it's my brand, FORVR Mood?
If they ask, like, if I know that they know it's my brand, like, yeah I'll tell them like, oh, it's because, you know, they may want to get it themselves.
Yeah, totally.
So, yeah, most times.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on. This was such a joy.
Thank you. I loved this.
I told Jazzy, one of my producers here at Unwell, I was like, this is probably within my top 3 interviews of the whole year. Because I've always wanted you on, and when I got to meet you, first of all, when you followed me back, like last year or something, I was like, holy shit, I was telling everyone. Crying. And then when I met you at Rare, I was like, she is such a light. Like, you really are such a good human being. And like watching you interact with people, whether they're fans or they're serving you food, you always are so kind and classy to everyone. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Because as I've gotten more and more in this industry, it's not always like that.
It's true.
Sometimes you don't want to meet your idols.
Actually, yeah, because I've had some very uncomfortable experiences. Mm-hmm. Not very frequently, but yeah, it's like, damn, I never would have thought that person was like that.
Yeah.
But even still, you know what? I'm like, you know what? It could be a bad day.
Could be a bad day.
Yeah.
But you
still go to hell, but like, it could be buzz off. But like, you know, give them a little, not too much. Like, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt.
And you come from humble beginnings, and it shows because you're so grateful for everything, but also like, you enjoy your in-home services. You've taught me that.
Oh,
You
I don't
literally said,
play.
girl, why are you leaving your house to get your nails done? And I
Yeah.
said, you're valid for that.
Everything at home, honey. IVs at home, hair at home. Girl, yes.
I get my own self an IV in Vegas.
That's impressive.
I still got that.
wish I can't do that. So listen.
You need an IV, let me know. I still have an active license.
Really?
Yeah,
I was going to ask, like, so you did IVs and stuff.
Oh, I worked in the ICU. Yeah,
That's
girl.
impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to nurses. Like,
honestly.
Shout out to nurses.
They need to make double what they make.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That's
we
amazing.
love the nurses. Well, I adore you. Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you.
Where can everyone find you?
At Jackie Aina or at FORVR Mood. FORVR, no E.
Wait, we needed to do our thing.
Oh yeah, oh my God.
Wait, we can't leave without this.
Well, I gave you everything.
No, you did not.
Practically everything.
Oh,
I didn't know.
thank
I
you.
didn't know how you felt about candles because you got kids.
We're obsessed with candles. They know.
Okay, because you know,
I'm so obsessed with candles that they are like trained. They know.
Okay,
it's a
good.
flame
Yeah, my niece and nephew,
yeah.
they know too.
For the new house.
Yes, of
Wait,
course.
I'm so excited.
For the new house or in between.
Girl, are you kidding?
Yes.
You guys, look at this bag. I'll have Scott zoom in on it. This is amazing. Okay, I'm gonna open a couple things.
Absolutely.
Wait.
Open what's in the brown pouch
Okay.
first.
Brown pouch.
Because you're gonna gag the girls. It's our newest. Yes.
Look at this.
She was here.
Can I open her?
Oh my God, of course.
Okay, I love the mauve packaging.
Yes.
That's gorgeous.
Yes, thank you.
And this is your current favorite now,
This
you
is,
said, yeah?
Yes, and this is the latest one that we just dropped that's sold out everywhere. But it's coming back.
Oh, the packaging.
Thank you.
I designed all of my bathrooms so different to like display all my favorite things.
I love that. I love when when people do that with their
Yes.
bathrooms specifically.
Yes.
So every bathroom is I love that.
So Stevie's, and like we arched her bathtub and it's all stone from the ground up of pink stone.
Wow.
So it matches this
that's
so beautifully.
Beautiful. I love pink stone. So pretty. That's like rose quartz, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's a flex. I need to see that.
Oh, girl. Put your wrists out, everyone. Come here. The girls want to try. Wow.
I hope you guys like pistachio.
It is so good.
Thank you.
What I love about it is it's fresh, but it's also sexy.
It's very sexual. Like it's a little too.
Ooh, go home getting
The-
pregnant later.
The reaction of that one. And funny enough, put that one on your husband too.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's really good on men. Really good on men.
Okay,
Very
wait.
yummy.
I want to I saw a candle and I really want to
Smell a candle. Yeah, for sure.
This matcha besties.
I figured you'd like the matcha.
Oh, girl. Smell that. Jazzy loves candles too.
Do you? Oh my God, I love that.
I'm going to style these for every room in the house.
Oh my God, I'm so happy.
Because we have so many like display shelves.
Yeah.
So I have some decorating.
They're pretty
to
as
do.
decor too. That's why I wanted everything to be so pretty.
Wow, thank you so much.
Of
This means a
course.
lot. I'm so
Enjoy.
excited. Wait, hold on. I want to go through these. Hard to get, and it's
Hard
yellow.
to get. Yes.
Self-care isn't selfish, and that's literally your brand, which
What
I'm obsessed
What kind of
with.
fragrance do you normally wear? Like, what do you normally wear?
So my go-to, I like Orabella Salted Muse.
Oh, okay. That's Bella Hadid's brand,
yes.
right? Okay.
I like Le Labo number 13.
Okay.
Joe
Is that the
Malone.
Santal one?
Yes.
Number 13? Okay.
I do a lot of what am I trying to say?
Androgynous?
No, when a male and female can use it.
Yeah, like unisex androgynous.
Oh, okay, androgynous. Yeah.
I don't know why I knew that about you.
Yeah,
So
I love like I don't like a super overpowering florally girly scent. It makes
Okay.
me feel too young.
Yeah, I think that's the vibe you give.
Yes.
You like a little bit of both.
But like this, She Was Here is exactly
I knew
what
you
I
would like
wear.
that.
It's
Yeah.
mature. It's giving milfy. It's giving I'll get pregnant later.
You are milky,
like
honey. Yes. Maybe not wearing around your man.
no,
Maybe not.
Yeah, I'm like
and you should also try NDA.
NDA. Is
Yeah.
that in here?
Yeah, try
Okay.
NDA.
Oh.
Do you like By the Fireplace?
Yes.
By Margiela?
Yes.
Okay. Very that coated is NDA.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Not it doesn't smell the same, but it's the same aura vibe.
I'm designing my primary bathroom right now, and I just know where I'm going to put these on my little.
They're gonna look
marble
so
shelf.
tea. Oh, and you would also you remind me because it's like a second skin. If you
Okay.
like clean,
I like that clean scent
yes,
too.
Yes,
That's like one that I'll put in my purse, like
Then
after a workout.
I actually
love
work
that.
out in that scent all the time
Oh, really?
because it's like a musk. So I like to sweat in it a little bit. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like to sweat in it a little bit. I feel like it smashes a little better.
You got your sweat under control.
Way under control. Shout out to Botox. Okay.
Do you inject your armpits?
Get up in there.
Is that painful?
Don't waste them units.
Is that painful?
Not in my opinion.
Okay.
No. They'll give you like a little ice pack. Like it's
okay.
not unbearable,
Okay.
but it's not like pleasant.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried it?
Not in my armpits. I mean, I love Botox, but
I love it under my arms. Okay.
Okay, maybe I'll try that.
I heard it's like painful in the hands though.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I used to
I would never
inject
do
men
that.
in their hands when I did aesthetics. Like
Ouch.
really sweaty guys.
Ugh.
They
It
would
was
do
painful? For
Yeah,
them?
because it's so sensitive. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
No, it's not that bad under the arms.
Well, thank you so much. I'm
Thank
so
you.
excited. This is literally, I just went
Enjoy.
shopping, guys.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, and I'm like, I love you guys, but I'm not sharing.
You can get it at Sephora though.
Yeah, period. Get FORVR Mood at Sephora, everyone.
And FORVRMood.com.
Yes.